Alrighty. Welcome everybody to episode 21, I think, of New Horizons.
I just realized we don't have Avery here to do the recap.
We do not.
Oh, did he? I think he wrote it at least.
Oh, he may have. Recap. Oh yeah, he did. Prudence was hailed. He lists the communication from Knut about inquiring after Narrow's identification papers. With no other recourse, Sirsha and crew decides to acknowledge this request and attempt to afford Cade the much-needed time to falsify identification for Narrow. To the frustration of Nutty Knut, who would not delay any longer, Sirsha and Brother Nick decided to fabricate a reason for leaving post-haste with the assistance of Nick's contact in the Anagrian delegation. The Prudence detaches and is met shortly by a Havarian ship hailing them, asking them to cease and comply. After an awkward silence and rapid
Not
prep work at the
likely.
helm, the ship
After an
quickly
awkward
exited.
silence and what?
And rapid prep work at the helm, the ship quickly exited the hex without responding, arriving at their destination in a mere 10 hours. Supplies were quickly unloaded from the ship. So we cut to the arrival on Urala. Nara offered her assistance tracking and tracing some misplaced locals, Arsenoians. Side quest time.
Oh my, it's a great recap. I love Avery's recaps. I'm really glad that when he joined, we were like, you have to do all the recaps for everyone.
I'm glad he
Sure.
agreed.
And he just rolled with it. He was like, okay, I can do it. And he's really good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no complaints there.
Yeah, thankfully he actually is good at it. No false advertising.
All right. So, we left off the crew having agreed to help track down a missing troop of Uralan resistance fighters.
Yeah.
That were at least partly comprised of the group you'd met up with in Arsino to initially contact them. They were apparently last known to be fighting a sorely losing battle in Arsino. Reports from other sources say that the rebels were driven out of the city and being pursued across the countryside, but they had not heard any direct contact from them. Now, did you guys have any more? Did you have any more questions or clarifications before you get teleported over?
I don't.
I don't think so.
Okay. All right then. All right. So you all are after the supplies have been fully unloaded. Let's see. You are in the process of saying your goodbyes to the members of the crew or allies of the crew that are staying behind. Uh, let both Ahmed and Tom know that they are being left on the ship to await your return. Victor is asked to accompany you, and he readily agrees. And that leaves Boris. Would you guys like to do this in character or leave it out of character for the moment?
Only if Cade is also in character for this
Oh yeah, in
conversation.
character.
Okay. All right. So
Oh,
you've
wait, real
you.
quick. Before we get too far into the stream, I just wanted to say it's Ben's birthday today.
Oh,
It's
hey.
Ben's birthday.
It's Ben's birthday.
That is
Happy
true.
birthday, Ben.
Thank you.
Thanks for spending your birthday DMing our game for us.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
You're very welcome.
appreciate it.
Seriously, no kidding.
It's all good. I enjoy it.
We do
Sorry,
too.
just wanted
That's why we're
to go
here.
ahead and get that out
Yes.
of the way.
My present to you guys, I guess, for my birthday.
No,
that
no,
means you
it's the
guys.
other way around. This is our present to you.
Okay.
Yeah, our
Yeah.
present to you is we
Yeah.
showed up to your game that we committed to coming to.
Shh,
Ooh.
don't put
You're
it
like,
like
shh,
that.
Danielle, you're ruining it.
Does that mean I get to ask a birthday favor of the party?
Let's
Sounds
say
dangerous.
yes.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, you can ask.
Hmm.
Jump off a
Oh,
cliff,
boy.
not granted, but you know.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I'm gonna have to think about how to use that.
Well, you have to use it this session, so think fast.
True. It's like
Well, yeah.
there's a dark, spooky hole. You're all suddenly overcome with the urge to go in.
Oh my word.
You can do better.
Choo choo.
You can definitely
In
do better than that. All right, so we were gonna have an
All
in
right.
character discussion about Boris.
Yes, in character discussion with Boris.
So how is it even brought up that I guess we're kind of talking calling other people around. So if we're sitting around or standing around and going through our crew, then
Mm-hmm.
is it Kate or
Boris is
Saoirse
standing
that
here.
says, okay, Boris next?
Well, Cade would be kind of split because he knows Boris would want to be a non-combatant now. But actually, wait, no, that was only from Nero's point of view, correct? That scene.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, he doesn't know. Then he would be thinking about Boris as an asset. Then in that case,
Right. Saoirse would be looking at, basically a list on a compad, where she would have asked Cade for this.
yeah.
And she goes, and what about Boris?
But
What's he doing?
no,
He might be useful to the mission. Doesn't he know all
no,
kinds of
he's
stuff about
old.
the
He
Uralans?
can't keep up.
Is have, has Boris heard you say that?
I have now.
He acting like he's bad in jacks
There
just
looks
because
a
he
little bit
survived
sheepish.
longer than you.
I mean, she's not wrong. I am a little past my prime.
And you wanted out of this.
Did you?
It kind of gives a a non-committal nod, uh, like a yeah sort of expression.
Nero stands taller for her, a whole 5'4".
Hey, that's plenty tall.
We don't need Boris.
Well, not to
Yeah.
find them, no, but maybe you could stand by. Well, we can't risk a radio.
Well, they're gonna have to call back somehow. They. He stops to think for a second. They might leave somebody at the other pad to wait for you to come back. Yeah, you could take a comm server or something. You wouldn't want to be bouncing off the. You're all in satellites. They're all compromised.
Yeah.
Depending on how far out you have to go looking for him, might still be in range. You have one of those, right?
I think we do. I haven't used it for a little bit, but I think we have one.
Yeah, it ought to be good. You might let people know there's somebody out there transmitting, but as long as you don't just leave it on.
I'm sure in short bursts we would be safe from a patrol figuring out where we are other than just in the area.
Saoirse's been
Yeah,
really
I'd say
quiet
so.
for a minute. She's going to interrupt and Tom, how far?
Hey babe, you're cutting
Nice
out
to
and breaking
speak.
up there.
Sorry, I had moved my mic away from my face because the cat was biting it.
Hmm.
Anyway, uh, she'd say, she'd bring up Tom and just ask, what about Tom? How far away from someone can he be and still communicate telepathically?
I guess we should ask him. They can't intercept his telepathy, can they? He looks back at Saoirse for that.
Well, if they have psionic, they might be able to sense that there's someone using telepathy, but I could always cover him up.
Then I'd say he's our best bet for communicating back with the ship safely. For the people in the field, I don't know. He would need to know them, right?
Aye.
It's worth a try. At least if somebody wants to pick a fight, he could eat their arm.
That's fair. I suppose I should go ask him if he's up for coming with us.
I'm sure he'd jump at the chance to not be cooped up on the ship anymore.
Aye. Most likely. She looks a little sheepish thinking about that. Like, oh, yeah, he probably actually doesn't want to be cooped up on the ship. Like, I probably should have thought about that.
There might be some latent aggression he would prefer to take out on former captors. Just remember to point him away from me, please.
I can't make no promises.
I think you should. I'm a member of your crew, Captain.
How do you know? I thought we just kept you around for the entertainment value.
If you do, that's news to me.
Trust me, news to me as well.
Ah,
Well, let's ask him then. She doesn't want to waste any time.
All right. So we can call Tom back in and put the question to him. And he would respond telepathically. Go ahead and connect then to all of you. And he would say, I have not attempted maintaining my contact for any real distance. I'm not sure whether I could or not. But either way, I would be happy to accompany you on your search. Conveys a sense of anticipation. Um, the you all get a very brief image of snapping bones and arterial spray
Uh-oh.
before
Aisha has a bit of a face on her right now.
his
Cade feels a little squeamish.
his mandibles kind of flare, and then he kind of starts, and then uh glances around at everyone. My apologies. I did not mean to convey that.
Aisha's just sort of grimacing and is like, no worries. Just like,
I want you to understand I have appreciated your care to provide me with nutritious meals, but it's just not the same.
hey, that's fair.
Sorry, what did you say?
She said that was fair.
Hmm.
Even though her face was a little squeamish.
He does ask after a some sort of change of clothes that would blend in and perhaps disguise them a little bit better if they're going to be out in unknown territory.
I imagine they have enough combat fatigues in general laying around that would fit him.
Okay. Yeah, you guys can ask
Sure.
the resistance if they can supply something to suit him up in.
Oh man. Saoirse's just imagining the looks on the Tabukans' faces
Oh my.
if they see Tom, mandibles clacking, coming at him. And she just like gets a bit of a really amused grin on her face.
I'm no Avery, but I'm working on notes if I can.
Feel that.
Oh, nice. Good
Yep.
man. Yeah, that reminds me, somebody I was reading recently and somebody mentioned how their party has a designated note taker. And I was like, "Oh, I'd heard of that before, but I'd never remembered to suggest that idea because um it really helped. I think they were talking about how they had like a former journalist in the group who was the note taker and
Wow.
like they had really
Jeez.
thorough and comprehensive notes. But I don't expect that out of you guys. But
No, I
Yeah,
totally
that's a
expect
bit
it
beyond
now.
my ken.
We'll ask Avery to up his game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Course, when he gets here, I'll just be like,
Nice.
so Avery, we heard there's a group that has a former journalist taking their notes. So we're going to need you to up your game.
Yeah, man. Right. So you guys convey the request to the Rollins, and they respond that they can definitely round up some gear for Tom, particularly something with a large, deep hood.
Oh,
And
so he's kind of doing the Jedi style hood. You can't see me
Mhm.
because I have a hood.
Exactly. That's a
Guys,
real thing, you know.
oh my word. I'm literally dying and still laughing.
So yeah, they they bring him the they bring the change of clothes. They bring a couple because they're not quite sure exactly what sizes will fit him best, and there are no volunteers to measure him.
Strangely enough.
um, would one of the crew offer to help him with this, or let him do it on his own?
He doesn't really have experience dressing himself. I think Brother Nick
Brother
dressed
Nick.
him last
Yeah,
time.
I was gonna say. I
Yeah,
feel
that's
like
true.
Brother Nick would volunteer that.
Yeah, that does make sense. I think that's a fitting action for Brother Nick to take.
Yeah, after the
Um,
arterial spray, Cade might be giving you a temporary wide berth. The whole
Still
Tabukan thing and violence against Tabukan still a little fresh in his mind.
Still a little fresh.
yeah.
Got it.
Yeah,
Just not quite feeling it. I got you.
Tom's a little scary.
It's like I don't really want to push the limits of his whole like exception for Cade as far as hating Tabukins goes. So
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of an exception I get. So we're just gonna like give a wide berth.
yeah, we're not gonna test that.
Exactly. I helped rescue him, but that might not count for much.
Mhm. All right. So you guys, so Brother Nick goes off with him to help him get all set up with that. Um, Victor goes to collect the comm server from the storage room. Also to make sure that he's going to go around and make sure everybody has got their Atmo filters packed, and
Yeah.
everybody takes a couple units of rations, and that everybody has something to sleep on and under.
Oh wow, yeah, we're making
He's
this
being
a
incredibly thorough.
proper camping trip, huh?
Yeah.
The
I think
camping
Cade
dad we
has a
all
survival
wanted,
pack he would
but
have
didn't
packed.
deserve.
I would love it if Nero asked him that in character.
If she asked him what in character?
If we're making a proper camping trip out of it.
LOL.
Oh man. Let's see.
Funny enough, she has 13 available stowed encumbrance, so she can probably just carry everyone's gear.
Yeah, just about.
If we're taking Tom, do we want to revisit Victor? I guess the more direct question is, how many people with combat capability do we want on the ship? And corollary, we discussed a little bit before we started streaming whether we wanted to bring Brother Nick and Java so that they'd be immediately available when we start up next session, or if maybe you had some plan of making making it easy for them to drop in.
I had not decided one way or the other. I tend towards just letting the characters do what they would likely do anyway, and I just run the characters as NPCs, um, trying to minimize any creative uses of their uh, you know voices or whatever else. So I don't take too strong a hand in shaping their development or actions or whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, I think if you guys think it would make sense for both Java and Brother Nick to come along the crew uh, and agree, then I will go ahead and have them come along.
I think
Well,
it makes sense.
yeah. Java has mentioned a couple of times that he's or at least intimated. I don't know if he's actually said, but intimated that he's no slouch in a fight. Of course,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's true or not.
Only
We
one
haven't
way to
had a fight
find
since he
out.
joined us.
Yeah, true.
Nero has seen him throwing a ball against the wall, and he was quite agile with it.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he's got quick hands.
Yeah. So then
Well, it's a good
with
thing we all know that's an important part of combat training.
Oh yes.
so with Brother Nick and Tom on the camping trip, do we want to put Victor back on the ship?
No.
Yeah, may as well.
No,
What were you saying, Danielle?
I don't want to.
No.
You don't want to?
I know we're bringing so many people, but really, like, I don't want to.
It's more about having somebody that's capable of defending the ship, in my opinion.
That's true. That's a good point. Okay,
Yeah.
Victor
Yeah.
stays with the ship.
Because
So you think
without
one
Victor,
person?
all we've got is Ahmed and Boris. I think that's all right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we want somebody that's a capable combatant back here with the ship.
Okay. Are you all agreed on that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you can have that quick discussion with him, and he'll initially be a little concerned, but he'll acknowledge the wisdom in that, and he'd say, "I suppose you need someone to look after Boris, so he doesn't get into trouble by himself."
Nero cracks a half grin. He is old and slow.
"I will make sure he doesn't trip. No room for broken hips on this ship."
Good.
And he grins back at Nero. "Be sure you are not tripping and breaking hip either.
Why would I trip?
Rocky terrain out in the mountains."
I've climbed rocks before.
"Well, being shot at, though, this may be
Yes.
different." Hmm? Gives her like a piercing look,
In
trying to
my
tell if
mind.
she's joking or not. Ah, oh, yeah. Of course, then you are prepared. I am silly to worry. All right, and meanwhile, Cade is loading down his pack and strapping on his two drones.
Yep.
Nero goes over to find Boris, sees everything he's packing. Why is there so much stuff?
Well, you don't have it if you don't take it with you, Nero.
Do we need all this?
You fight with knives. I fight with drones.
I mean all that. She points over to everything that Boris is packing.
Oh,
I don't know. Ask Boris.
did I say Boris? I meant to say Cade.
Oh, oh. I thought Boris was like packing our camping packs and all that stuff.
Oh, he might be helping.
Okay. I think I just made something up.
Yeah, we'll roll with it. Yeah, I'll say
I mean, he
Boris.
does know the location.
Say Boris grabbed Saoirse's pack and maybe Java's and and Narrow's. He's going, just checking them stacking or stashing rations in there and stuffing atmo filters and uh, sleeping gear. And he looks over at Narrow. "If you sleep with your head on a rock, you're gonna be useless the next day." He wiggles a little camping pillow type thing at her. Always gotta have one of these. And stuffs it in there forcefully.
Okay.
Not that I would know too much about that. I'll be tossing and turning in my soft white sheets back here on the ship.
Your old man bed.
Maybe I'll try out yours.
What? No.
Saoirse gives him an even look and is like, if I catch one whiff that you've been in my room, old man, there will be consequences.
He just chuckles and continues packing the packs. Oh, don't worry there. You won't catch any whiff that I've. He
Her
breaks
eyes
and can't keep
narrow.
a serious face. No better than to go into Owen's room uninvited. Quickest way to end up with your head on the ground.
Or on a rock.
I think Narrow's scarier than that, actually.
A little bit.
She doesn't put those claws away. Not really.
Nope. And she has spent a lot of time practicing snicking them out real quick.
Mm-hmm. No, he's evidently cracked himself up, but he manages between all that to say, "Don't worry, I'll mind my own business." And he goes to rummage around in the storage room for anything else you guys might need.
Saoirse's like debating with herself whether or not she should ask Cade about a security camera in her room while they're gone.
Oh, he'll set their ship to record, but they won't be able to actually like review anything for a while, because that'll be a lot of footage by the time they get back.
She would ask if there's any way that she could be notified if somebody opens the door to her room.
Kate will just look at her and say, "So you want us to be notified if somebody opens y'all's door? You realize that receiving the message means that they will know where we are and where the ship is transmitting from?"
You know what? Never mind. Just don't worry about it.
I'll have it flag and we can review it, but still, it'll take time.
She mutters something about creepy old men, and then she'll wander.
Oh no.
Ouch.
Boris just laughs.
Nero is reorganizing her backpack, by the way.
Okay.
Well, actually, she might not need to. Did Boris put the food at the top?
He did not.
Yeah, she reorganizes her backpack.
He glances over at what she's doing. I should have known. Just shakes his head and tops off Java's pack. And he hands it over to Java and gives him with a firm hand on his shoulder. Now, kid, don't you go messing up out there. Keep your head screwed on straight and follow their lead. He just kind of nods with an abashed look at Boris.
We'll keep him safe.
Hey, I'll do my part. He hits back. Gives Nero a challenging look.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All
Ooh,
right.
she's scared now.
Please say that was in character.
Oh, he said that in character.
Oh, he said that in character.
Watching the interaction, just sarcastically says in
Nero looks
character.
at him.
Oh, she's scared now. Cade's grinning. It's clearly a joke.
You're joking, right?
Yes, Nero, I'm joking.
Okay.
I'm not sure I've ever seen you be scared, honestly.
Nero stops shuffling her backpack and looks at the floor, thinking, and then shakes her head. I've never been scared.
I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad.
She glances semi kind of mischievously over at Saoirse, because part of that whole Narrow's background that spilled out to Saoirse, a lot of that was Saoirse being scared, or not Saoirse, Narrow being scared for like her life, everyone else's life. Yeah, nah, Narrow's definitely she's definitely lying here.
I mean, I can roll a notice, see if Cade catches it.
How well does Cade know Narrow's little expressions?
That's a good question.
Notice wisdom, maybe?
Sure.
Yeah, I think it could be. How would you characterize that, Cade? How well do you think he's started to pick up on some of Nero's facial expressions and such?
Well, he's definitely been one of the ones teasing and prodding her the most. So I imagine he's been paying attention to her reactions.
Okay. It's a good justification. Let's see that roll.
Yeah.
Did you mean to send me, Ben, perform or for reading her? Okay. Like perform wisdom or
Yeah, I think that could fit.
okay.
I think that would
Not
be
bad.
enough. He's been teasing her. It shouldn't be difficult.
Okay. Fair enough then. So he notices her mischievous look.
He'll just keep quiet and let her have it. Understanding is more important than harassing her about this right now. I'll save it for later. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, that's pretty good.
Should I do anything with my inventory for what all's being packed, Ben? Or can we just say that Nera has stuff on her pack?
Yeah, if you guys don't want to worry about it, it's relatively little. It's probably about probably about 3 encumbrance apiece.
Yeah, no, that's fine. And like I said, Nero can carry anybody that's loaded up on other stuff. Well,
We
their
like it when
equipment.
people are loaded up on stuff.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
mean,
you
half our campaign has been about people loaded up on stuff, so I guess so.
Yeah, you
We
guys
are
each have
talking about trading, right?
Totally.
Yeah,
Yes.
sure.
Completely. 100%.
Oh boy. So you each have an Atmo filter. You each have
Mm-hmm.
a couple days of rations. You each have basically the survival kit thing that includes a sleeping bag and um, a tarp to sleep under. And Java's all ready to go. Brother Nick and Tom come back with their packs ready to go.
Yeah.
And Tom is suited up in some dark, uh, somewhat nondescript clothing, but including a deep hood with an unusual amount of shadow in it.
Sounds like a genetically modified hood.
A little bit of advanced tech at work, perhaps.
Ben, how do you rule combat armor? Is it something that Nara can be hiking around in, or will she need to be wearing something lighter?
Oh yeah, she absolutely could hike around in
Okay,
combat armor. Um,
cool.
it's just encumbrance 1 anyway.
Yeah, it's just a
It's actually.
combat field uniform.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see. So yeah, that will need to be readied. She's gonna.
Hey, Ben,
Mm-hmm.
do you mind bringing me my backpack? I'm feeling really sick. Need to take some medicine.
Your backpack, you said?
If you don't
Daniel.
mind. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I
Yes.
can bring you that.
Sorry.
Is there anything else you need from upstairs?
I can't think of anything.
Okay. All right, yeah, let me bring that down. I'll probably take this opportunity to get myself something to drink and bring it back up. Um, so let's take 5-ish as a break. Um, you guys will just maybe check over your inventories. At least, I guess, just put a if you don't want to get granular with it, just slap something with 3 encumbrance down, stowed for your kind of miscellaneous wilderness gear.
Okay.
Miscellaneous wilderness gear.
I think I technically have 4 stowed for. Well, 3 stowed, 1 readied for travel gear.
Okay, yeah. If you've got it granular, that's fine.
Yeah,
I
I
just
made sure to put the climbing harness in there because if we're searching a mountain, I'm like,
Oh,
that's gonna
nice.
be it. Anyway.
Yeah, that is good. All right, we'll go ahead and from here call it 5.
Okay.
Man.
You all right there, Danielle?
No.
Oh.